Flyers TV is sponsored by the Bay Hotel. Todd, what's the feeling in the room after that performance tonight?
Yeah, very upbeat. I think that it's just my personal opinion, but that's our best opening night in the 5 years that we've been doing this. I couldn't be happier for the guys. They've put in a lot of hard work.
Were you surprised how emphatic the victory was tonight against Coventry?
In some respects, yes. I mean, I was certainly I made it apparent that we were certainly worried about their offensive threat, and that's a good hockey club. Certainly let these guys know that it's going to be certainly a different hockey team that we face tomorrow. They've done half the job and got two big league points at home, and we need to come out with the exact same effort tomorrow.
Does that performance and result tonight, does that set a standard for the rest of the season then?
We talked about setting a marker stone and a benchmark for our season, and they've set the bar high. But look, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We won a hockey game, and we won a hockey game soundly at home. But I'll tell you, there's no magic formula. What we did, there was a lot of hard work over the season, or over the off season, but I just have a feeling that we have a real nice group and a hard-working group, and that translates onto their performance on the ice. You can just see it matters to them, and you can tell that this group is playing for each other rather than individuals, and you can't make people do that. It inherently falls into place, and we're going to have to find a way to keep these guys motivated and keep these performances up. But I have a feeling that this is a good group attitude in here, and we're pleased with our first result.
How pleased were you with that second period performance that just blew them away?
Yeah, well, I certainly think we responded to some pressure. I mean, if you looked at the first couple minutes of that period, Coventry were all over us. They had us on our heels. But I really like that we stay pretty level. We don't get too ahead of ourselves. We don't start taking risks unnecessarily when we started getting the lead. That presence in front of Brownie, who had a wonderful performance tonight, we were there in front of them all night clearing pucks. And that's where a lot of our offense came from, was that these guys are taking care of their own end first, and they did really well tonight.
And where did the guys get the energy for?
Well, I'll back up. I think it's important to recognize that our directors gave us the opportunity to bring in full import quota right off the bat. They allowed us to bring the guys in 2 weeks early. This is the most we've been prepped for our first league game since we began, and that's a credit to them. Having everything in place and not trying to patch things up at the last minute has made a world of difference to this club. We've had 2-a-days since we got in, and plus off-ice workouts, something that we've always yearned for, and now they're in place. And the hard work that these guys put in the last couple of weeks and over the summer, our local guys, you can see it's transferred on the ice, and it's paid off initially. It's something we'd like to keep going.
And after a win like that against the playoff winners, how do you manage expectations, not just amongst the players, but the fans as well?
Expectations always going to be high with the fans, but I hope they realize that there's no higher expectations than in our dressing room. And I'd said earlier in an interview with you that their freshness and their work ethic is contagious. They're an enthusiastic bunch. I've heard it come out of a few of their mouths just from me wandering through the dressing room that they want to keep things up and they want to keep things going. So it's very refreshing from a coaching point of view for me, and I'm looking forward to see what and if this team can realize their potential. And but we're going to be realistic. We're not going to get too high, too low, and we're just going to take it game at a time. And now we've got a big game tomorrow in Coventry, and we'd like to replicate our performance.
Not to try and single anybody out, but we spoke to Jeff Lee, and that's 2 man-of-the-match performances in 2 weeks. How big is he going to be for the Flyers this season?
Yeah, and we're going to make a big deal out of the depth that we have. Jeff's was an absolute beast. Brownie stopped everything that came away. But probably more important than individual performance was, I heard with 4 or 5 minutes left, everybody saying, "Look, we want to do this for Brownie." A very selfless group, and like I said, we get contributions from everybody. They're encouraging to everybody. A big part, I'd said to these guys, whether you play 0 minutes tonight or 35 minutes, they're all going to play their part in what we're trying to accomplish, and I think they've bought all in. So we will have individuals that are very successful on any given night, but I think as a group, that's where our strength's going to lie.
Just finally, what's your thoughts going into tomorrow's game away to Coventry?
Yeah, very tough building to go into. But you know what? This team, they're hungry for it, and we're going to go down there, and they're going to come after us. Very important, I think, for them to try and get some points out of the weekend. So it's going to be a tight one, but we're looking forward to it, and it's nice to see smiles on guys' faces in the dressing room after home opener.
Thanks, Todd.
Thank you.